How do you turn any destination into a family-friendly itinerary? Well, most families don't need a better destination. They need a better plan. And I'm going to show you how to turn any place that you want into a family-friendly itinerary without over-planning and without the burnout. This is the exact framework I use, whether we're planning a trip to Europe, Asia, or any last minute family trip. So let's talk about the mistakes. Number one mistakes that families make is trying to see everything. Just stop. Don't do it. It's stupid. You're not going to see everything that the city has to offer. And odds are you haven't seen everything that the city you live in has to offer. So don't try to do that on a vacation when you're trying to relax and connect with your family either. The second mistake is planning for adults and the kids second. Well, kids are going to make or break things fastest, right? Whether they're bored, their attention span's done. So plan for the kids and then for the adults, okay? Do not just put the kids in the back burner, plan it for you and have the kids tag along. If you fix this one thing, everything else gets easier. Your family itinerary filter, your framework flow that you need to stick with every time is your one anchor activity per day with your one flexible block that needs to be in the afternoon so that you've ensured that you've hit your one main thing while your energy is the highest. And your flexible block can be the pool. Maybe it's the beach. Maybe it's just a family movie in the afternoon and your one recovery moment, okay? Maybe that's an afternoon walk or an afternoon stroll through the neighborhood after you eat dinner. I also teach this flow in my stress-free family travel course, and I'll link it below. So how do you adjust for ages from babies all the way up through teens? Well, toddlers are the proximity, okay? We need to deal with those first, okay? Because they're the make or break it. They already can't handle and work through emotions. So they need to be at the forefront because we have naps and we have really short attention spans. Kids is your rhythm. Let's keep the same routine, sort of the same rhythm, and break it up. Don't just have museum after museum after museum. We need to break up the rhythm with some things that they're going to enjoy and connect and get their energy out as well. And teens, you're gonna try to do some autonomy, okay? Let them have some say. Let them say like, hold on, this afternoon, maybe I wanna chill in the apartment or hotel for a few minutes by myself as long as it's safe, okay? Because you know your family best. Make sure that the teens feel like they're sort of a part of it and they have some say maybe in the day of the flow, okay? This is where most itineraries quietly fail. And so how do you adapt this into any destination that you want to go to? Well, you can easily do this in cities because cities are going to be fast-paced, action, loads of things to do. The beach, you can do this very easily between pools or the beach time, or maybe you rent a boat and go out. Maybe you just have a chill day at the pool. Whatever that looks like, your road trips, break up your road trips by constant park stops, okay, and picnicking. And then your long stays versus your short stays, this fits either way. The longer you stay, the better price you're going to get on your accommodation, hands down. So keeping that in mind, but any of this flow that you keep, your one anchor, then your flex time in the afternoons, you need to get out of the heat, you need to get out of the sun, maybe it's raining. So you got to keep that flexible framework, especially in the afternoons, that you can swap things around. And this will work for any destination your family wants to go to. And if you want to see how this is specifically laid out for here in Malaysia, go check out our last Malaysia video and the itinerary for Penang. Check that out as well in the other video. So when do you stop planning? When do you finally pump the brakes and realize, hold on, okay? It's if your plan doesn't leave room for any rest. It's not a family itinerary. You've done something wrong. You need to either go back through, rework your days, or ditch it and start from scratch, okay? You need to know that if you go back through your itinerary, your travel plan, and it looks like it's only planned for mom and dad and not for the kids you're bringing with you, reevaluate. Okay, it's a family trip. It's not a you trip, okay? That happens later in life maybe. Or if you're lucky and you have babysitters, then that happens. But if you're realizing that there's not a lot of things to do for kids, you need to go back and you need to reevaluate and work in flex days and fun days. You don't want to come home feeling like you need a vacation from your vacation. The goal here is to not spend extravagantly, right? You don't want to come home in debt. You want to go and come home feeling like, wow, like I actually connected with my family. We actually made a memory. Not everybody was fighting, not everybody was unhappy. Okay, you want to feel like, man, our relationships, our bonds, our connection is stronger than when we left. And like, wow, I actually came back feeling a little bit more relieved. Now, don't get me wrong, things happen. Crap happens in trips. It's not gonna all be sunshines, fairies, unicorns, and rainbows, okay? We've had to call the fire department. We've been stuck on an elevator. We've been in the police station filling out a report because of a cab driver doing something wrong, okay? There are things that are gonna happen. So I'm not saying it's going to be foolproof and perfect. What I'm saying is the things that matter is going to start before you even get there. How your flow for the day is, how you plan ahead for everybody and everything in the trip is going to have a huge impact on how the trip is. Okay. And if you don't know where to begin, if you feel like this is too much, I don't even know, or like I want the trip, like I want the vacation, but then like I start thinking of all the things I have to start to put into action and think about, it's like overwhelming on top of my already mom, wife, dad, husband to-do list that I just check out and I put it on the back burner, or I think that I have to be rich in order to afford this. This is something that I completely understand, and it's completely fixable. And if you want to see how this whole system can be done for you, my stress-free family travel course literally walks you through this step by step, because I want families to be able to travel. I want them to know that it's doable and it's affordable, and you don't have to be overwhelmed. You don't need to be miserable. You don't need to be rich. You don't have to wait until retirement to make these memories. And I also, don't forget, linked my free packing list below to help you get started. So until next time, happy trekking.